Welcome to DSIN Machinery. In today's video, we're going to show you how to make this cute and simple stool using angle sliding dovetail joinery with a little help from the machine we developed, the universal router. For this project, we need 3 main pieces, the seat and 2 leg pieces. All the dimensions are shown above, so feel free to pause and take a closer look. When making a sliding dovetail, typically, we use a 1-inch wide 14 degrees dovetail bit to cut both the tenon and the groove. The 2 legs are inclined by 10 degrees, giving them an 80-degree angle. The dovetail itself will be 15 millimeters high. Before we get started, we'll pre-cut a 14 millimeter deep straight groove using a 10 millimeter straight spiral bit. This way, the dovetail bit doesn't have to work too hard cutting through solid material. It's like giving it a little head start. First things first, we need to set up our machine. We're swapping out the drill bit for a 1-inch 14-degree dovetail bit. Then we're tilting the work surface to 10 degrees. Finally, we secure the workpiece firmly onto the table. Now, we'll make our first cut using the dovetail bit to create a 10 degrees angle surface. This will be the foundation for cutting the dovetail slot on both the top and bottom of the leg pieces. Next, let's measure the thickness of the pieces. Here, it's about 35 millimeter. Insert the guiding pin into the top slot of the template holder. Now, we lower the bit until it just touches the edge of the material to find out starting point. The position indicator reads 16.3, and that's our starting point. Time to bring in some tech magic. We open the Universal Router app, which has a handy list of joinery options, and today we're selecting dovetail joints and using module F. Now, we just need to input a few key details, and the app will calculate the exact cutting positions for us. First, the bit type. We're using a 1-inch 14-degree dovetail bit. Second, our starting position is 16.3. Third, input the dovetail depth. We set it at 15 millimeter. Next is piece thickness. 35 millimeter. Lastly will be input the angle at 10 degrees. Hit the calculate button and let the app does its thing and give us 2 important cutting positions. The top position 27.75 and the bottom position 71.07. Here's a pro tip for a better fit. It's always good to have a tiny bit of extra space when gluing it up. So I like to add 0.2 millimeter to both the top and the bottom positions. So now the new top position is 27.95. The new bottom position is 70.87. Now we move the bit to the top position, 27.95. Let the bit touch the wood and set the dovetail depth to 15 millimeters. And that's it. Dovetail slots are ready to go. Alright, time to make the top cut. A pro tip here, we like to start with a small cut on the left side, then switch to the right side and cut all the way through. Why? Because this little trick helps prevent blowout. Now, let's move to the lower position, 70.87, and repeat the process. But since we're cutting the bottom slot, the small cut will be on the opposite side than the top slot. So we're going to first cut a small portion off the right side and then cut from left to right. Again, this helps avoid that nasty blowout at the end. With the dovetail cut finished, It's time to flip the wood piece 180 degrees so we can cut the bottom of the feet. And there you have it, two identical feet with perfectly angled 10 degrees dovetail tenons. Now, let's cut the matching groove in the seat so the legs can slide right in. First, we tilt the work tabletop 90 degrees. Secure the workpiece. Then use the laser to align with the center of the sliding groove, because laser makes everything cooler and more precise. Now we can start cutting the dovetail groove. But hold on, as you can see, there are several tear-outs when we cut into the board. To prevent this, simply tape a 2mm piece of wood onto the material as a sacrificial piece. When cutting the groove, use the same left to right trick. Start with a small cut on the left-hand side. Cut into the material about 4 to 5 centimeters. Then stop the router, pull it out, and this time, cut all the way through from the right side. Now for the fun part, the assembly. Thanks to the app, we easily found the perfect cutting positions and execute them with laser-sharp precision. And look at that, the test fit is flawless. The dovetails slide in smoothly, with just the right amount of snugness, tight enough for strength, but not so tight that we need a sledgehammer. Honestly, it's pretty darn close to perfection. And that is how you make a sturdy, stylish tool using angle sliding dovetail with our universal router.